Hello, welcome to JIBRIN Angle on Weleke TV. My name is JIBRIN, and this is my angle. Barrister, once again, thank you for joining us on a very, very short notice.
Thank you very much. It's always my pleasure to be here.
We appreciate you so much for that. All right, Barrister. Before we go, first of all, what is actually going on in Lagos State? Yeah, I don't know the dynamics. I think I might have my suspicions on why it is happening, what happened, and why it is happening. But before then, let me read the news. Breaking news: Lagos State House of Assembly has just impeached its speaker, Mudashiru Obasa, over gross misconduct and abuse of office. 43.5 billion naira fraud allegation. It's supposed to be over 43 point. I don't know why they made this mistake. Over 43.5 billion naira fraud allegations, supposedly for backup vehicles for the lawmakers. His deputy speaker, Mrs. Lasbat Miranda, has replaced him. Now, before I hand over to you, Barrister, let me read this from what's his name, Shehu Sani, on his X page on the possible reasons why that the impeachment took place. Say 5 factors, according to Shehu Sani, 5 factors that can lead to the impeachment of a speaker of a state assembly experiences from 1999. 1. When there is a strong suspicion that the speaker is plotting impeachment. 2. When the speaker is becoming too independent and resists taking orders from the governor. 3. When the speaker is not taking good care of members and leaving them hungry. 4. When the speaker is deliberately delaying or obstructing the passage of governors' interested bills. 5. When the speaker is strongly accused of colluding with enemies of the governor. Barrister, if you had all the options of all the possible reasons I read, about 5 of them, what is the reason behind, first, if you don't mind, what is actually going on in Lagos State and what could be the reason behind the quagmire?
Thank you very much. As a matter of fact, the impeachment of the Speaker of the Lagos State House of Assembly is the talking point throughout Nigeria in the past 3 days. Probably because of the state involved, which, as you know, is the home ground of President Tinubu. Not only that, he controls the politics of the state. He controls who gets what in the state. He controls who becomes governor, who becomes speaker, who becomes a member of the House of Assembly, who becomes a senator, who becomes a member of the House of Reps.
You mean up to now, Tinubu still does that in Lagos, even as president?
Even now, all the appointees are his own people, to the last man in the House of Assembly. So it is a talking point throughout Nigeria for the past day before yesterday, and of course today, for the importance that the state is, and for the fact that the president himself must be involved before anything of this nature happens. Having said that, watchers of Lagos politics are not really surprised about the impeachment of Obasa. He has had a running battle, particularly with the governor, for quite a while. First of all, don't forget that he's the longest serving speaker of Lagos State. He was elected speaker in 2015. He has been a speaker now for 10 years. This being 2025. Some name they call him as emperor. he has had a very bad relationship with Governor Sanwo-Olu of Lagos State. He openly disrespects Sanwo-Olu, the governor, and also disrespects party elders in the state. You know, Tinubu brought together a vehicle with which he carries out his political activities in Lagos State. It is called the Governor's Advisory Council, GAC. It is through the GAC that you will be appointed a governor. It's through the permission of the GAC that you will become a speaker. All the sharing of the appointments in Lagos State are routed through that Governor's Advisory Council.
Wow.
But everybody knows that the hand of the president is the one that speaks through that Governor's Advisory Council. What happened to Obasa now is the culmination of a series of issues that have been hanging for a while, and they came to a head in the sense that the elders, so to speak, became fed up with him, and they had to report in a report that they give constantly to the governor. Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you. Go ahead, please.
In a report that they give to the president on a couple of occasions, the last one being the report that the GAC presented to the president about the disrespect of the speaker. And it was at that meeting that the president expressed his displeasure against the speaker, and it obviously gave the go-ahead for his removal. Now, the issues that were raised in the removal have been raised in the past. The issue of 43 billion naira withdrawn for backup vehicles of the House of Assembly has been raised in the past, for which there were no vehicles. At a point, the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission had to wade in and invite him. But of course, at that point in time, he had not completely lost the confidence of the president. So nothing came of it. But at the point that the GAC reported to the president and he gave the go-ahead, you could see what happened. And it coincided with the time that he was abroad. He's in Georgia, US. So they had to convene the House of Assembly, and a voice vote with no single vote opposing had to be passed to remove him. So that is where the issues stand at this moment.
All right. Now, so you mean genuinely and sincerely that was the reason behind this impeachment is a misconduct from the speaker?
Of course, the misconduct has been ongoing. If I need to tell you about the level of issues, you will see that the last straw that broke the camel's back was at the presentation of the 2025 budget by the governor. The disrespect shown to the governor and elders of the party that came to witness the presentation of the budget was unbelievable. The speaker kept the governor and party elders waiting for 5 good hours.
What?
So he opened the House of Assembly for the governor to and the elders of the party who had come to enter and present the budget. And when he came in, he offered no apology to anybody.
Wow.
And worst of it, he made a speech in which he said that he was not too young or too inexperienced to be a governor, and that he was better than some of the people who were even governor, who
Wow.
were governor.
Really?
He made a speech. So it infuriated the party elders. Prior to that, they had reported him to Tinubu. He had intervened before, but everybody saw that he was recalcitrant. He was not humble. He was bent on carrying out his quarrel with the governor. And he didn't stop at boasting of himself being qualified or being better than the governor. He said other things, that he hinted that he wanted to contest for the 2027
Governorship.
governorship in Lagos State. I think at that point it became too much for the elders, for the governor, and for everybody to bear it. So they had to run to the president to intervene
Now,
and
now
and
my question is this: what could, in your own opinion, what could be the confidence behind him doing this, playing this kind of politics, where he actually stands against the governor of the state and the president of the country? These are two most powerful people in his life. The one is the most powerful in the country, and the other one the most powerful in Lagos State. I don't understand. What do you think could be behind the effrontery, the temerity of the speaker actually acting in such a manner?
yes, you have to understand that he had been very close to Tinubu, and that apparently gave him the confidence to take on any other person. Apparently, he believed that as long as he had the confidence of the president and he was close to the president, he could fight off any other person. And you could look back and see during the time of Ambode, and once you do not have the confidence of the president, if every other person is in your support, it will still not make any difference. It's like one with the president is majority. So I think that over the time gave him so much confidence. They call him emperor. It gave him so much confidence that as long as he is well with the president, he could take on any other person and he will survive. And don't forget, it is said that he is not from Lagos State.
Oh, really?
It is said that he is from Ogun State. Wow. And I think Major General Olarowoju at one point said he advised him not to contest for the third term as speaker, to allow an indigene of Lagos to be a speaker. But he rejected the advice and went ahead and contested. So you look at it that he is not an indigene. He has been speaker for 10 years.
Wow.
And now got the confidence to now want to contest for the governor of Lagos in 2027. That appeared to be too much even for the president.
Yeah, but
so even for the president to take.
Okay. Now, obviously, just like you pointed, one with Tinubu is a majority. And
Yes.
I don't know, was he foolish or not sensitive enough to know that his godfather, the president, was actually not pleased with him? Because I don't understand. Obviously, if he was Tinubu's kind of favorite, a kind of favorite, obviously Tinubu must have called his attention to his displeasure must have called his attention probably multiple times, possibly. Because if you have a favorite, you don't just take an irrational decision or take decision abruptly. Just suddenly wake up in the morning and change your mind towards the person. If it's somebody you love dearly, that's your kind of godson, you must have definitely the president must have called him maybe at least a couple of times, called his attention to his misconduct. Do you think he was probably this must have happened, but just like the proverbial dog, the dog that wants to die will ends up will never listens to the whistle of its owner. Is that what happened here?
Something like that. And they also say that whom the gods want to destroy, they first make mad. There is a level of overconfidence that we turn into madness at a point, proverbially. Don't forget, he has gotten away with a lot. Up to now, he has enjoyed the full support and backing of the president. Remember, the 34 point something billion issue had been raised before. AFCC had come
45.
and nothing happened. 34 point something.
45.
There are other.
Oh, there are okay. Another one.
Other amount. This 34
Wow.
was 44 was for purchase of vehicle. 44.9 was for purchase of backup vehicles, and it was meant to be shared 1.1 billion to each member of the House of Assembly.
Wow. Wow.
Now, most of them did not get anything. So that was the beginning of his problem with even his own members. Most of them did not get anything when they were supposed to get 1.1 billion from that fund. They did not get.
You mean Lagos State House of Assembly members are even billionaires? That's what you just mentioned. Obviously, that's the implication.
Nigeria. This is Nigeria. The Lagos State is a very rich state. If you see almost 100% support for the president, no dissenting voice, you know that they are well taken care of.
My God.
They are very well taken care of from any angle you can think of. Now, that issue was raised and nothing happened. The EFCC came, nothing happened. He was not detained. He was not charged to court. They left it like that. Go back to the election, after the elections. When Sanyo-Olu, the governor, sent commissioners nominees to the House of Assembly, the man blocked the commissioners until Sanyo-Olu have to give him 2 slots of commissioners before his.
That guy was that powerful. My God, are you serious?
That's what I'm telling you, that he has got away with a lot. He has got away with a lot. So he began to feel that he had what it takes to take on the governor and probably a few other people. But he did reckon with the complexity of politics. Whatever you say of Tinubu, you must consider that he is a very good politician in the Nigerian sense. He's very good at the Nigerian politics.
Yeah.
Now, what happened in 2023 governorship election in Lagos State still rankles. It's still a pain in his neck. You know what happened when the party nearly lost the state and the governorship race.
In reality,
I think Tinubu look at that, and coming into 2027, he does not want anything that will bring distraction or factionalism or threaten the hold of the party and himself on the state. So he wants to nip anything in the bud at the earliest opportunity. If this man is coming into the governorship race, I think that is, and his fight with the governor is what broke the camel's back. His attempt to contest for the governorship in 2027 is what broke the camel's back. Remember,
yeah, sorry to cut you short.
remember,
Yeah, okay, finish.
there are a lot of interest justly on the ground for the governorship
Yes,
of Lagos
I
State,
was going to come to that. His son.
including Tinubu's son.
Yes.
We have the deputy governor, Femi Hamzat, who is interested in the governorship of Lagos. We have Femi Gbajabiamila, who is interested in that seat. We have Muri Okonola, Mudashiru Obasa, whom himself, the speaker.
Yeah.
We have Tokumbo Abiru, we have Jimmy Benson, Akinwumi Ambode. All of them,
Oh,
about
Ambode
10.
too? Which the Ambode?
Ambode too,
Oh, he
exactly.
wants to come back?
He wants to come back. So we have all these people that have already started the underground maneuver for the governorship. And for this man who is from Ogun and who has enjoyed the speakership for 10 years, a very powerful speakership for that matter, to now throw his hat into the ring, I think everybody recognized that this thing had to be nipped in the bud at the earliest opportunity before it snowballed into political crisis in the state, which the president must know the state does not desire
And
or
this,
does not need.
and so these are some of the people, some of the president's inner caucus members, like this Femi Gbajabiamila, that is his current chief of staff,
Chief of
and
staff,
his son
exactly.
again. No, Barrister, I think that was the next question I wanted to ask actually. Now, coming back to his son, do you think that they are serious about it? Since Tinubu's son really wants to contest for governorship?
Well, in Nigeria, they say there's no smoke without fire. Certainly, the way the guy is going about points to political interest. And it will not surprise me if he emerges as the governor of Lagos. It will not surprise anybody for that matter. And the fact that people are saying, the president cannot put his son there. The president has put everybody he wants as governor of Lagos.
Yeah, of course.
Since he left that seat, he put Fashola, he put Ambode, he put Sanwo-Olu. So, and he controls the machinery of Lagos politics in the APC through the Governor's Advisory Council. Whatever he says is law. So, when he was not president, he was able to impose people as governor of Lagos. Now that he's president and still has control of the structure, what is there to stop him from putting his son as the governor of Lagos? Remember, he put his wife as a senator. When people are talking that it will be too much, they have forgotten that he put his wife as a senator. His daughter is the Ilaloja of Nigeria now. That's the chairman of Market Women of Nigeria.
Yeah. Oh, of Nigeria, not of Lagos.
Yes, not before it used to be Lagos. Now it is the whole Nigeria.
My God,
so
wonderful.
He has not shied away from putting his family members in positions of power, political power. So I do not see where people are coming from as that we say the president cannot put his son. There's no evidence. The evidence is to the contrary, that at any opportunity, he can put his family member. And the son is going about doing political activities that suggest that he's interested in a political position. So it will not surprise me at all. And remember, this is 2025. By next year is the decisive year, because elections come about February or 2027. So everything that has to be done in by next year. So now is the time to put everything in place for whoever is going to contest for positions like governor and something higher. You have to start early to cement your hold on this thing.
Honestly,
so the allegations against and when all these things was happening, the overconfidence that the speaker had, when he had so much skeletons. So many skeletons in the cupboard. Are you aware that the speaker bought a house in the US in 2019 while he was speaker for
Oh, okay.
424,742
I thought million. Okay.
US
Dollars.
dollars? And the house had four bathrooms and four bedrooms, which he immediately upgraded to 7 bedrooms and 5 beds. And it's now valued at 650 something thousand. He paid taxes on that property in 2024 of $40,000. Now, that $40,000 alone is by 5 times more than his legal entitlements as speaker. So you can see that all these are skeletons in the cupboard, but without going too far, all these things could have been suppressed. All these things could have been swept under the carpet. But when he now had the effrontery to throw his hat into the ring to contest for governor, it became too much. It
Now,
became too much
honestly,
for everybody.
this Tinubu's matter is honestly it is so sad that we allowed Tinubu to eventually become president. Honestly, we don't buy market with Tinubu. I'm telling you because and that's exactly what he intends to do, to just replicate what he is doing in Lagos right now, at the federal level. Honestly, it is so sad. My anger goes to Peter Obi because again this is the reason why I love that man and I expected him to really win the presidency. And honestly, in sincerity and in truth, he will actually won that presidency, even though he took third. They deliberately given that third position just for him so that he will not have a ground actually to be discontented. The truth is, honestly, I blame Peter Obi for this nonsense because Peter Obi, what obviously Obi, what's his name? Bola Tinubu obviously will keep expanding, spreading his tentacles of power grabbing from all angles. That's exactly what he's doing right now, and he will eventually accomplish it. Unfortunately, because there is no sign, there is no evidence that we Nigerians can curb that excess that Tinubu is exhibiting right now. Honestly, it is so sad. It's so sad that a country as great as Nigeria, with a human with a kind of overwhelming human and capital and natural resources, will be so a kind of so they will condescend to this level of having to cow to a president that is acting as an emperor, a sort of, because I don't get it. What is the difference between the military and the democratic setting? This is just this is what a military government is, or personifies. This is what it's all about, being dictatorial and do whatever you feel. Like when the head of state does whatever he feels, he desires to do, and nobody questions it. What kind of system do we operate where we do not have, we say democracy is supposed to have three arms of government, independent arms of government, arms that are supposed to decide, do things on their own without the interference of the other. But what we have now, we have one that is basically, we just have one system of government, one active, evidentially active system of government, not under democratic setup, which is very wrong, because obviously the executive is the one now controlling all the other two arms of government. They control the judiciary, they control the legislature. That is, it's been like that for some time. The only time we had this independence, since this democratic setting started, was during the Obasanjo time. We have a level of independence with the judiciary, with the legislature. Then during possibly during Ayaradua's time. From then, it started waning, actually, to this level. Now, during this Tinubu's level now is even the worst. We don't even have a National Assembly anymore. Lagos State, just like you have just all based on what you have just pointed out on what is actually going on in Lagos State, we do not have an assembly. We don't have an assembly. We just have the executive running amok, running the entire system aground. It is extremely sad. Nigerians, we really need to do something about this Tinubu that is becoming a cancer. It's not yet a cancer. I hope we don't let it to be, we don't allow it to get to that point where Tinubu becomes a cancer. Because it becomes a cancer, we all know what cancer is at this moment. Cancer is incurable. We really need, we should, because I just assume, okay, we at this point, I can say that, okay, it's a cancer, but it's on the stage one, where, of course, stage one part of the cancer. That is justice. So at this moment, we can do something. And we really have to do something. Otherwise, these people are just, why will one man just wake up and start ruling a country as hugely blessed as Nigeria? This is unbelievable.